There we go, chat. Great start. Welcome, everyone. As you can tell, my voice is a bit croaky anyway. I did go to game tonight, so I do apologise. Hope you have all had a fantastic evening and you very much enjoyed that. Mohamed Salah, back-to-back penalties for the Egyptian. Happy bloody days. Much better when he actually scores them anyway in the chat. Let me know your thoughts on the game. As I said, I haven't really watched back the highlights, my instant thoughts, and most importantly, I want to gauge your thoughts and opinions on the game. Big up chat as well. If you are new around here, chat, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Put your bell notification on also. And smash that like button as well, everyone. So massively helps out the channel. Big up there, Jay. How are we doing? Sounds. That was a sound result. I know we're over the sound, but we are not on mute, which is a great start. You know me. Big up there, John. Did you have fun? Not too bad, lads. It was all good. Trent, great profile picture that was. How are we, Eamons? Yeah, it was a great result, in all honesty. Yes, you'd like to win a bit more comfortable, but in all honesty, I was really impressed with that result. From a defensive point of view, of course, the qualities of Fulham, as we have already seen this season, they're going to come to Anfield, and of course, they're going to create chances. But in all honesty, a great individual save. Got a shout out straight away, Alisson Becker, especially tonight in terms of his 1v1s. I think it was just before half time, was it? A very pivotal save for Liverpool. And obviously a big save the second half. That's why he's the best in the land anyway. And chatter will drop the link in the comments for anyone that wants to pop on. Has to have their say, most importantly, as well. Man of the match shouts as well, chat. In terms of Trent, much better, in all honesty. There we go. Whack that link in the comments. So if you want to get involved in the live stream, you're very welcome to. Just let us know. Just need a camera and a microphone, and yeah, much better, Reds. Alisson, pivotal yet again. The consistent level of performance really from Liverpool in terms of tonight's. I'll get onto the structure in terms of watching it from the stands, or don't know how it very much translated on the television screen today, but I will do an in-depth analytical point of view in terms of the structure and how I foreseen it. But we're getting better. Liverpool, obviously Trent playing that new role in which he's been accustomed to in the last couple of weeks. Players, of course, Costas coming in tonight. Done well. It was caught out a couple of times anyway, that defence, but I think in all honesty, we're recovered. We're getting used to a formation in terms of going into next season. It's not going to be crisp, in all honesty, especially with the 3-back system, Trent and Fabinho going into the middle, and even Henderson running himself into a bloody brick wall tonight. I've got to go to Trent as well. I think, chat, let us know. As I said, I've literally only just come in from the ground anyway, so let us know. I'm guessing it was either Alisson or Trent that did get man of the match on the telly anyway. Let us know. But Trent again got an 8.6 rating, as you can see there, this evening, in all honesty. But it was much better by Liverpool from start to finish, really. Of course, as I said, Curtis Jones, that's a bit harsh, giving him a 6.8, in all honesty. I felt, even in the defensive transitions tonight, he was always there. Of course, his final pass tonight did kind of let him down. But, as I said, 7th consecutive game. It's still 22, got a lot of development really to go. And I think he is very much, chat, as he salvaged his Liverpool career. I think for me, I'm hoping we do keep hold of him, as much as that disgruntled certain sections of our fan base. But I think first and foremost, you're seeing in glimpses what Curtis does offer here is fresh legs, and in terms of tight spaces as well. Of course, he's going to next season. Ideally, Liverpool in the transfer window do get players in and bodies in. But in terms of tonight, I think a 6.8 is quite harsh for the youngsters anyway. Costas coming in off the back of that anyway. Replacing Robbo. We've seen the fresh legs from Robbo in that second half when he did come on. A good performance. Virgil van Dijk, Ibu, solid. As we said, those attacking transitions. Willian, Kearney was quite poor tonight. Harry Wilson got, quite rightfully, a round of applause. The whole stadium got up and clapped. as long as everyone's respectful when they leave the football club, all the best to Harry anyway, because he's a quality little player himself anyway. But Paulinho, by the looks of it, it looks like Paulinho worked his bloody socks off tonight, especially. He was bloody. I don't know if the cameras did pick it up, but he was absolutely knackered. I think I had a little look at him on the pitch tonight, and he got to like the 70th, 80th minute, and he was absolutely done. The tireless work in which he did put in tonight. Yeah, let's see it at Saturday. Also, 99 clean sheets for Alisson Becker as well. Absolutely tremendous, as Jamie said there. Spot on there, gents. It was a great result, in all honesty, but that just goes to show and indicates first and foremost the quality really from Alisson Becker. We need him, and going into next season, we will need him. We all know he's probably he has been Liverpool's player of the season, in all honesty. But yeah, Alisson was John's man in the match, and I'd understand. Yeah, it was coming out of the grounds. It was either going to be Ali or Trent. But how many man in the match performances has Ali put on? But that's why he's the best in the land, one of the best in the land. But Alisson's saves our bacon so often. He was my man of the match for what I saw a month ago. We would have drawn that game 100%. Dear Eamons. And that's very much the consistent levels, really, that we're hoping going into Andrew. Hopefully, we'll be adding Andrew in. There we go, lad. How are we?
Sound.
Be 1 second, mate. I think Andrew's having a couple of technical issues there, but you're spot on there, Eamons, in all honesty. But the strong foundations, 5 wins on the trot for Liverpool. And of course, the quality of Fulham, even when they have come to Anfield in previous seasons, they've always caused problems. But Liverpool, Trent, Núñez, what are we saying about Núñez? There was a funny moment that if you haven't seen the highlights, you probably have seen them. But with Darwin, he got the ball and he'd done like a 360 around the ball, and you're like, bloody hell, Darwin. I think he gets lost himself. But that is mainly due to confidence, really, in all honesty. Cody Gakpo coming on looked quite electric. Salah, in terms of his distribution tonight, could have been a bit more better. Liverpool, especially in not just Salah, but in terms of the whole team, the transition when we did transition from defence into attack, once we got past into those danger areas, I think on another night, I think certain moments, not just tonight, but in recent months, when Liverpool have been getting quite positive results, we're getting into good areas, but we're just rushing it at the final moments. And I think when we do get a bit more quality in that midfield in terms of, and the patience really, it was still getting used to that formation chat. You looked at Curtis, you looked at Fabinho, Henderson, shout out Hendo tonight as well. Ran himself into a bloody brick wall, and that's all you can ask from the captain anyway. Even barking instructions, him, Alisson. Van Dijk was a lot more vocal, which was good to see, in all honesty, in terms of him marshalling that back line, especially when you're getting used to it in terms of Virgil. We've seen it tonight again, a couple of diagonal crosses. I think going into, hopefully we finish strong, we win all of our games, whatever happens in terms of fourth's probably above us anyway. We're not getting fourth, as we know, but in terms of finishing strong, going into next season, first and foremost, I think it's just about that defensive structure in terms of transition. I'd like to see us very much switch the ball a bit more often, especially even Fulham tonight. It's those defensive, and being there in the ground tonight, you can see it, and even everyone around us tonight was saying it's just obviously when teams do exploit Liverpool, but it's the early stages. That's what we're going to be working on in the summer with new players as well coming in. It's those defensive transition terms of when you look at the left centre half, obviously the right centre half as well, Ibu. We do get caught out, but it's all about what we do in the summer. Tactically, if we do bring in an extra 6, a bit more mobile midfielders, I think that will quell out any opposition counter-attacks as well. But you can tell, we're just getting used to the formation. And once we're into a full flow, in all honesty, then it'll look good. But big up there, Russ. How are we, mate? Big up, matey. I've only just seen the chat. I'm guessing City absolutely slapped the arse of West Ham. I think I checked before, it was a 3-0. It was 2-0 after, well, when they come out anyway. A couple of lads round us were saying the updated scores. I think, Andrew, are you back in, lad?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, good, I can hear you, mate.
Hello,
good
you're
result,
okay?
mate. Yeah, not too bad, mate.
Yeah.
Nice one for dropping on. 5th consecutive win for Liverpool, mate. Much better.
Much better, mate. Yeah. Absolutely incredible. Second half, give a few balls away, but I was a bit nervous watching on my phone. I was like, oh. But Alisson kept us in the game. I thought Diaz was back to his best. Nunes it was unlucky tonight for him. Obviously, I think Fulham made it difficult for him, but
I
just it's a win, and that's all that matters. The next 3 points. So
yeah, spot on there, mate. And chat, let us know. I felt you spot. We're going to Luis Diaz, mate, and then we're going to the other players that you mentioned. It's so refreshing watching him in an Andrew in terms of when he got the ball tonight, he was driving at the back line. And as we've seen, the goal against Palace early on the season prior to his injury, and obviously he does like a shot from range. But what I'm liked the most, really, mate, I'd let you add on to this, was obviously Luis Diaz tonight. I think we could have. Do you think we could have potentially? We're so accustomed, really, Liverpool. We're so used to very much trying our best to walk the ball into the back of the net tonight. I come out with that ground and was like, everyone was saying round us, we just need to start shooting from range a bit more, mate. Because it was Endo in that second half had the last 5 minutes. I think he had an effort just on the edge of the penalty area. Trent tried it a couple of times, but would you like to see that going into next season? Hopefully, we do this in the next couple of weeks. Shooting from range, we've certainly got the quality in this team to do that, mate.
Yeah, we have. I mean, Gakpo had a few chances tonight outside the box. Yeah. He could have shot, but instead he decided to pass. And it's going to, obviously, next season, it'll be very better. I think our midfield options will be well better because, obviously, Klopp's obviously done some smart thinking. Instead of spending loads of money on one player, he's gone out. He's going to try and get a few decent midfielders in. And obviously, we'll probably be looking likely getting the first one in, obviously, start of the summer. But, again, brilliant performance. I thought Kanate was fantastic again tonight.
Yeah, he's getting there, mate. Of course, he's a bit rusty, as I was saying. All right, Luke, lad. Hey, how are we, mate? How are we, lad? Nice one, Luke, for tuning in. Mods, if you can please drop the lads' channel links in the description anyway. Much appreciated. We'll quickly get back to your point there, Andrew. You're spot on. Kanate, similar. We'll probably speak about it tonight in terms of those defensive transitions. As I said at the top of the show, I think we're still getting used to the formation. And, of course, I think Ibu got quite a high rating as well. But it's a great point you raised there, Andrew. He's getting there eventually. But Luke, happy days, mate. Andrew just saying there, it's keep on ticking them off. We can only keep on doing what we're doing. That's winning games of football. We spoke last week, didn't we? Building on the confidence first and foremost, mate. But what were your thoughts on the Fulham game, mate?
I mean, yeah, Jack, thanks for letting me come on. Andrew, hope you're well, mate. Obviously, good to see you, mate, and as always. Yeah, I thought it was strange, wasn't it, Jack? I think it was, I didn't expect the Liverpool against Spurs game. I didn't expect the amount of goals that we, got in that game. Obviously, I expected a close game, to be fair. I spoke to, Rebecca's cousin, Scott, who's on my show, the Fulham supporter, and he did turn around and say to me, and Rick, he said that Fulham don't really concede a lot of goals. We are quite organised. We are quite a very hard team to break down. And it showed. I think Fulham defended really well throughout the game. They made the one fatal mistake, which has cost them 3 points and a point in the game, and that was Diop having basically a cup of tea in our penalty area, in their penalty area. And
that's what I like about we'll get to that penalty, mate. The hunger from Darwin Núñez, first and foremost. You've still got we've seen like Suarez, Sturridge back in the day as well. Like, that's what great attackers do. He anticipated that really well tonight, mate. And at the end of the day, defenders will lunge in, and that was very much, of course, we'll get to Darwin. I think he's still laying in. I would have liked a bit more of a better touch tonight, but I think it's just down to confidence first and foremost, mate. But yeah, any players that really did stand out for you? Obviously, come out with the ground. I was asking chat in terms of who man in the match was. I wasn't too sure who was, but Alisson, Becker were crucial saves. Trent again. What are your thoughts in terms of the rotation from a defensive point of view tonight? Luke, I was saying to Andrew on the top of the show, the chat, we're still getting used to that, and you can very much tell in terms of the structure. Costas playing left centre half tonight again. I think he played well, but you can see in brief moments. But what was your thoughts on that, mate? The structure from a defensive point of view tonight?
Yeah, I thought Simicast did okay. I think he struggled at times because maybe it's that match sharpness, isn't it? Like he played 60, 65 minutes and then he came off. For Robertson, Robertson did well when he came on. I think a lot of people were saying about Alisson, with the couple saves he made, especially that one where he came out with the right arm. Made a brilliant save there. I thought Trent was all right. I thought, when he had the ball, we know what Trent can do on the ball when he's got time and space.
Much better defensively.
100%. And that's the thing. I also think there was once or twice where William got the better of him, but I do think that he was one thing that I was actually quite impressed with was he may obviously allow that player to beat them in a 1v1 sort of in a foot race or sort of going up against him. But one thing I liked about Trent was like, when he did get beat, he tucked in sort of into a defensive position from the cross. And also he made it more difficult for that sort of pass to go into the box as well. So like he was like, okay, go on, you can pass me. But if you are going to pass me, I'm still going to get to you. I'm still going to try and make you make a mistake when you've got the position, when you're going to try and play the ball into the box.
He's always wanting to show for the ball, mate. I think that's so crucial, especially going into next season, even tonight, even in the little triangles, when you see it on telly as well on the ground. It's difficult when you've not got two midfielders alongside them that aren't as mobile. There was a couple of occasions tonight where we did get counted, and probably one of my favourite moments is when just clear them out, take a yellow. Like that's something that Liverpool haven't been doing, especially in the early seasons where we're just getting counted. Just chop them down nice and early, prevented a counter attack, mate. But it's really promising. Even though Hendo did have a good game tonight, probably he was the better of the midfielders for me, in all honesty, mate. But yeah, happy days, mate. We can just keep on doing, and big up chat as well. Keep on getting your comments in. Obviously, Eamon saying 3-0 to Haaland. Yeah, no surprise there, Eamon's.
35 goals.
Yeah, ridiculous. That's so good.
Staggering.
Yeah. All right. Jones looks up for it. He looks like a different player these past few games. Fair play to the fella. Yeah, Corvo and Andrew, that's all you can very much do, mate, isn't it? Of course, there will be people that overly criticise the young lads anyway, but I think in terms of his legs, in terms of showing for the ball as well, tonight he didn't cower away from many opportunities. And even when he did lose the ball tonight, he very much quickly recovered and got back into position. Yeah, and Andrew? Hello.
I was going to say, I don't know if you're talking to me or Andrew.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead, Andrew. Are you in it? I think it might be lagging. Back to you there, Luke, as well.
Yeah, I thought, I just thought in general, I thought Liverpool, we wasn't, you can see there was a bit of fatigue there as well. That game against Spurs really sort of took out the players. I forgot to mention, obviously, he was talking about players that stood out for me tonight. I thought Konate was unbelievable.
Yeah.
I thought Konate was just what I was very impressed with Konate was his reading of the game, his understanding of the game it's just this sheer confidence that when you've got players around you like Van Dijk and Trent and Alisson who are world class in those positions when they're on a football pitch, and it just makes his job so much more easier. And it's just how he's finding new ways to develop his game as games tick off. And I thought he's brilliant. His aerial drills, I don't think he missed one header tonight.
That's what you want. That's what you want from your centre half,
just
mate.
An absolute colossus at the back. And I thought Konate, in my opinion, I personally would have given him man of the match. I think he was just the instigator at the back, the one who was really sort of organising everything. And it kind of like it sounds a bit mad, but we've always spoke about Virgil as, he's the main man at the back, he's the leader, he's the one. But for me tonight, I think Virgil played well. But for me tonight, it looked a bit more roles reversed. I thought Konate was the one that was organising everything. But yeah, I think Konate for me.
Yeah, he's spot on. I mean, that's what we're wanting. You know, especially when you're centre half, you want them to be physically demanding. I think me and you have done shows so many times, and even chat. We've watched Liverpool so many times this season, especially in the early stages. Would be too nice, too easy, really. Even when Fulham did get in behind tonight, chat, we did tire, of course. I think Fabinho was absolutely done when it got to like the 70th minute. And you could see, obviously, the rotation where I think the subs could have slightly been a bit more on a bit quicker, but even it's just about playing the substitutions into form as well. And we've seen in the last couple of weeks, those kind of have impacted the game, really. But you're spot on there about Ibu, mate. I think when he eventually, of course, he's still young as well, though, mate. Yeah. And he will eventually, of course, he's going to get done a couple of times. But that's the risk that Liverpool have been playing in recent weeks. But I keep on banging the drum. I think we're not going to be perfect once we've got into this formation, Luke, in all honesty, mate. There's going to be gaps, there's going to be opportunities, but I think once we do get more settled in this formation in terms of everyone's a bit more relaxed and understands the role a lot more, I think we will go up even more levels, in all honesty, mate.
I agree. I also, you know, you got to take into account as well. That's definitely, it looks like the system we're going to play for next season. You know, we carry it on. We're winning games. Like we've won 5 games in a row. You know, that we've got to be happy in that regard. I know it's come a little bit too late, in my opinion. You know, if Brighton get a result tomorrow, then it might make it slightly interesting.
You never know.
But yeah, I mean, I think the next 2 games, I think they're away at Brighton and away at West Ham. And West Ham, you know, against Manchester City today, first half, they showed they were very resilient. Obviously, they defended well and they can hit on the break. But you know, the Premier League's the Premier League, and it's the best league in the world because it's the unpredictability. But I think, yeah, just going back to our system, we just know hopefully in the summer, like we obviously got the terrible news that Bellingham won't be joining Liverpool Football Club. But I mean,
Twitter blew, social media blew up, didn't it?
Yeah, do you know what I mean? But it was but it's the fact of like we've sort of moved on very quickly, and we sort of we can see the bigger picture. Like we need 3 to 4 players in those areas, and you know, Liverpool got a structure. It looks like hopefully going into the summer. So that's the good thing about this new system. We're playing something that suits our game at the moment, and as soon as we get 2, 3, maybe 4 new additions to the squad, we're going to be up there again next year, in my opinion. If we can keep the players fit, we can get this system working, we can win games, we'll grow the confidence around the camp. You know, Liverpool hopefully will be there and around next season.
It's going to be so interesting, mate. I don't know if it translates to the cameras tonight. Everyone, in terms of out of possession and even in possession, obviously Jones going down that left-hand side, obviously Henderson filling down that right-hand side. If we can get a bit more mobility and even a bit more of a defensive-minded players in there, this allows a lot more freedom, allows Cody to push on a bit more, Salah. And yeah, it frees us up. I'm telling you now, mate, and chat, if we can get a Ugarte, I know chat was alluding to, or a play of that ilk that is a lot more versatile and a lot more mobile, first and foremost, mate. Those defensive transitions are going to be so much more better, mate. I'll tell you that now. It's looking, how was Jürgen tonight? I bloody pulled me hamstring, bloody going over the bloody chair, well, going over the stand, just to get leaving the stadium anyway. Should have done a couple of stretches in my seat anyway.
4-game ban, Jack.
Yeah, 4. Well, referee, lad. Red card. I was convinced with Liverpool's performance today. Badger, we're getting there, mate. Keep believing, Reds. We can all see what's going to be happening in the summer, and we can, as Luke alluded to, and obviously Andrew, big up there, Andrew. Massive thank you if you're still watching, mate, for popping in and saying hello. Konate is a Rolls Royce centre back. Can't believe you got him for 35 million, pure bargain. That was definitely cool. Similar with your Dutch lads, is it?
Sven Botman.
Sven Botman, great bit of business.
Brilliant
defender. There is business out there to be done by all clubs, really. You don't need to spend 70, 80 million on a fridge, do you?
I think on top of it, I think like just adding to your point, Jack, I think like you look at players that Liverpool have signed over the last 5, 6, 7 years. You know, the Andy Robertson, you know, Fabinho we got for 40 million, and we got, you know, 3 or 4 very good years out of him. Robertson's, you know, the amount of money we paid for him, 8 million, Mo Salah, Sadio Mane, Luis Diaz. There's players there at the right price, and that are able to fit into certain styles. And you can see with Newcastle, as you can see from the comment that he put, Botman, Almiron's starting to find his feet a bit now. There's obviously good players in and around those markets. So it's not like, I know he's in there. I know he's in the comments. It's not all like certain teams that want to spend 600 million in 2 windows just because of personalities.
Sorry,
it's all right. I'll just see his comments saying the penalty was soft. It is soft, but it's a penalty. It's a penalty at the end of the day. You're taking the risk. Like, he literally wanted to have a cup of tea in the penalty area, and he didn't realise. He didn't realise that Darwin was coming around him, and that's poor defending. And all right, it is soft, but it is a penalty. Flip that the other way around. If that's a Chelsea player running towards the box, you are calling for a penalty.
When you go like that and you lunge like that, Yusuf, mate, any defender in the Premier League, you're running a risk. What's Salah meant to do? Salah's, or any player in the Premier League, you're damned if he does, and you're damned if you don't anyway. If you're an opposition player against the team this season, of course Salah, statistically, the amount of fouls we've seen, obviously, he gets his shirt ripped off him most weeks, and we're seeing this week against Tottenham. What does it need for Salah to go down anyway? But as I mentioned, as we big up there, mate. Yeah, did we? And I will be doing a show. Quick one there, Luke. Do we need to move on, Thiago? I personally do feel we do. In the next couple of weeks, at the end of the season, he's got a year left. If we can get 5-10 million, because can't just keep him on the way. On the way,
we know how great of a player he is, but he can't stay fit. He cannot stay fit, and he's got. For me, we've got to let him go in the summer.
Yeah, big up there, Niall. Niall, the link is in the description. Yeah, I'll pop it back in there anyway. You're welcome to pop on, mate, if you are free. But yeah, hope you enjoyed that, mate. And yeah, just keep on rolling, going, finishing strong. At least we won. I didn't see the game. I can't comment. Big up there, Nigel. It was a good performance, mate. And Luke, that's the thing, innit? Big up there. How are we, la? Evening, Jack and panel plus chat. Can you put pressure on United? Well,
try. We've done our job tonight. Hopefully, Brighton turn up tomorrow.
Yeah, won't count our chickens too soon. But
no.
even if we do finish strong, Luke, and we miss out, that's our own fault, mate, in all honesty, innit? But yeah, we'll rattle through all these comments as well. Thanks, Nigel, but I appreciate also the shout out Doug the other day. But yeah, big up there, Doug. Obviously, especially of autism. Yeah, big up there, Andrew. I'll always support every single one he is. I've got dyslexia, as you can tell, obvious. From some of the titles that I probably spell players' names and even pronouncing players' names as well. Everyone is an absolute legend. As I said, everyone's welcome on the platform and supporting one another. That's all what it's all about. Big up there, Andrew. Take a pen. Yeah, happy days. I'll keep going. Gabby signed a new deal, mate, so it's disappointed. And any other players you want to shout out tonight, mate?
Jones. I think Jones done all right.
Jones. Yeah, he's getting there, mate, isn't he? I think everyone expects him to turn on because he's scout. He turns on the pitch and he's going to produce like a 40-yard screamer like Gerrard. But he's never going to be as good as Stevie.
Yeah. I mean, the one good thing that I was very impressed with Jones was, it's just, obviously his ball retention is good, and like when he dribbles with the ball, he's good. He's able to drag defenders and midfielders away. But the only thing that still lacks slightly, and I don't know whether Klopp's telling him to, is when he gets on the edge of the box, he just sort of turns back, doesn't he? He sort of tries to make that 5-yard backwards pass, and it's like we know he's got something in him. Yeah, he's got some quality that he can play a pass into the penalty area, or slip someone through in behind, or have a shot from range or whatever. But he doesn't do that, does he? And maybe that's an instruction.
Yeah, would you put that down to his age, mate? Because I tell you what, if that was like a Henderson or something, if he had a bit more confidence in him, as we said, that goal against Everton a couple of seasons ago, he's fully capable, even in England, share for under 21s. He can do it, mate. But I think, would you say that would, for me, that would come eventually if he continues playing, getting consistent runs in games? Like, fair enough, if he puts his hand up, says, and he misses from 5 yards, at least he's had a go. I'd much rather that.
Possibly. I see where you're coming from, possibly. But I think what I'm seeing with Curtis Jones in particular is, even at his young age, you're seeing a lot of maturity for a young kid. And like, there's been a lot of people saying, is he the Genie replacement? You know, Liverpool could have saved themselves 30 million for the Genie replacement. And to be fair to him, the only thing that I'm hoping that he does is stay fit. And if he stays fit, we can keep him around the squad for a number of years.
I think he's a completely different player for me, mate, in terms of Ginny.
Definitely.
I don't think he's got that defensive side to his game, but still, he's only 22. But he can obviously still develop, really, mate. But yeah, it's great to actually have midfielders that actually have legs. But it's going to be an interesting summer as well, though, Chas. Where's the cars? I got out my seat. There was a challenge on there. There was another little nasty challenge. Who was it on? I think it was on Lucha or one of the lads.
Oh, Lucha.
The referee, he was left his boot in late, but I suppose, but at the end of the day,
I don't think there was any cards.
No, I don't think there was any. Yeah,
I don't think it wasn't. I don't think it was that sort of game. In all honesty, I thought that there was. I mean, as you said, there was one slightly late one, but it was quite a well-mannered game. I think from both sides, there was a couple of. I think there was one where I think Paulinho got away with one. I think he done it twice throughout the game where, like he sort of got past and Liverpool were like sort of 20, 25 yards from goal and then he brought the player down. I think he done it to Gakpo in the second half and then he was just like saying, I got the ball. He was nowhere near it, but it was like, you've done that twice. And if that's another referee and if that's managed in a different way, then that might be a yellow card. But I think it was Atwell reffing tonight. I thought he was all right, to be fair.
Yeah. It's great when the referees just actually do the job. and just like the game flows so much easier. Like, when a referee's having a bad day anyway, but bad just saying it takes too long and gives too much. It's the thing, though, lads, he's spot on. He's still 22. I tell you what, there's plenty of 22-year-olds in the Premier League and in Europe that dwell too much. But I think a lot of that does come down, as Luke said, and we've mentioned just then, confidence, really. And he plays in a position in the pitch where 9 times out of 10, of course, you're gonna. If he was a centre half and he kept on losing possession and we kept on getting countered, he's in a position where he's probably a bit more the advanced midfielder. He's got that bit more flair to his game, of course. When you compare him to like the Henderson and Fabinho, that's his job. Then we've seen the goal against Spurs, got into the penalty area, getting the goal, arriving late. But as Corvo said, we just need support. He was spot on there, mate. Big up there, Tom. Hi, lads. Never got a notification, just seeing a clip of Jack and the Holy Land behind him. Up the effing Reds, 5 out of 5 in the big 9 anyway. Come on, Brighton tomorrow. 3 to the Seagulls, up the effing Reds. Tell you what, Tom, Brighton getting top 4. It's in their hands anyway.
To be fair, looking at Man United's defence, I see Brighton scoring a few goals tomorrow.
Have you had a couple of injuries again? Well, you've got no Martinez.
They've got no Martinez. Varane could be out. Yeah. They're playing Luke Shaw as centre half.
Danny Welbeck to do it. And they'll be wanting to bite at the teeth for it, in all honesty, mate, won't they? Especially getting knocked out by them in the semis.
And I think, and also, like, you're going to have, I mean, McAllister definitely, but you're going to have, like, Brighton rested a few players at the weekend as well. So you're going to have players coming back into the fold. And to be fair, I know Brighton have had a brilliant season and I know that they're going to be pushing for Europe, but there is definitely going to be a couple of players in that Brighton team that are going to be pushing for the big move in the summer. McAllister. There's going to be 1 or 2 that will kind of want to move to a top 6 club. So they're going to be performing well to the end of the season.
You never know. As we've seen, who was that announced and weird? Was it one of the Watford players? He got announced, and he didn't even get put into the starting 11. João Pedro. Yeah, it was João Pedro.
Oh, João Pedro. Yeah. But he can't play. He can't play until next season, can he?
Yeah, it's mad, then, isn't it? You never know. There might be, especially when you've seen that in the past, your big contracts. Say if you're signing 80 million, 100 million, at the club, the buying club might just go, just keep him out of the starting 11 for a couple of weeks. But there has been the Gross has been tremendous little player. He's just signed a new contract as well. I've had fish and chips. I'll be having that when I jump off anyway, mate. But chippy chips as well, so not too bad.
I'll get a bit when I come off.
Tomorrow. It's going to be a big game against Brentford, mate. We'll go look towards that for the final point, Luke and Jazz. That's going to be a more probably one of the biggest. We're going to need one of the biggest performances. Well, if not the biggest result that we've had in recent weeks. You know what you're going to get with Brentford. They're going to come to Anfield, look to spoil the party. And historically, over the last couple of seasons, mate, them and Brighton have been 2 of the best teams to come to Anfield. And you never know. Ivan Toney, and they're so well. How much of an important result will that be? I think it'll be probably the biggest in recent weeks if we are to do the business against Brentford, mate.
Yeah, I think so. And I think, Brentford, as you said, the last, few games we played against them have always struggled. I mean, we lost in the turn of the year, didn't we? At the Brentford Stadium. They were by far the better side against us in the reverse game. And yeah, they're not an easy team to play against. Obviously, they've got some good counter-attacking players. They've got some, Ivan Toney, what he'll bring. We can't afford to be giving him many chances in Burmo. They've got class players all around the football pitch in midfield that got good energy in there. And they're a big physical side as well. Defensively, we have to really be on our guard, and we have to go in the game with confidence. There was times we did struggle throughout the game, but to be honest, I think it was, we played Sunday. We've obviously had a fixture list over the last few weeks where there's just been, quick turnovers, and obviously you're playing this game, then you're playing in 5 days' time, you're planning for. I think we're starting to understand, while Liverpool are having a poor season, you are starting to gradually understand that, at the end of the day, these players will struggle with fatigue and struggle with tiredness. And that's why the likes of Gakpo was on the bench tonight. And, we rotated the defence a little bit with Robertson. We've been calling Robertson to have a bit of a rest. And then you see, I think it was the last 15 minutes, Mo Salah came off, Darwin came
Elliot come on. It was
and
promising to see Elliot come on for Salah, because we know he probably has that in his contract. He never likes coming off.
But it's the point. Sorry, it's the point though, Jack. Isn't it? It's like, even though we're not in Europe this year, like we're out of Europe now. We've only got the league games to worry about. It's been a long season. Regardless, don't forget there's some players that have been playing from the World Cup as well, so they're obviously still feeling, the fatigues for a few months as well. So it's going to be. I think that this Brentford game, for me, at the last 4, it is the toughest game out the last 4. Our last 3 we've got, I think, is it Leicester away, Wolves at home, and then we finish at Southampton. So it's going to be a tough game. I mean, ideally, what I'd love to happen is obviously Brighton get a result tomorrow. If they win tomorrow and then we beat Brentford, we only go 2 points behind. We will go 1 point behind. So it puts more pressure on Man United. That's the thing. Even though they've got the games in hand, they've got to get results. So if we just keep winning our games, just keep plugging away, you never know.
Bournemouth, they'll be fighting, scrapping for it. Wolves, but pressure does very funny things, doesn't it, mate?
Mm-hmm.
West Ham, you've always played quite well. I only got battered by City tonight, but that's City. It's a different kettle of fish. And come on, Brighton. They've got European hopes as well, mate. But yeah, it's been he lost me cursor, mate. Man of the match for you, mate, before we do head off. Jack, get your man of the matches out.
Konate
for you. I'd go, got to be Alisson. It's mad, mate. Like, so much. When even the ground tonight, and even hopefully the cameras did pick it up, there's always such a calmness. How good he is every single time a player's 1v1. I don't know if that translates to attacking players, but you can put your house on him at least 9 times out of 10, saving it, which is mad, mate.
Shows he's best goalkeeper in the world, isn't he?
Yeah. How much of a psychological point of view that would have on attackers, mate? Because his save, I think he's got like 14-15% save percentage this season, the highest in the Prem. But it's remarkable. I don't know how. It's mad. It's madness when you do look at Liverpool when we have Mignolet, but I don't know how to describe it, mate. You roll out with superlatives to describe him, but he's going to be so pivotal going into next season, mate, isn't he?
I think also just to add with that, I know you said about the psychological factor with a lot of strikers and players going in towards him to score, but even for our standpoint, the way that we play now, we obviously leave ourselves slightly open defensively.
Yeah.
But we're happy to do that because we've got Alisson in goal and we've got a good, 2 central defenders as well. So, it kind of sort of brings it back on us as well. That could be a positive for us. Like, we've got a great goalkeeper that we're confident in can save us and make chances. And he starts play as well. He gets assists and obviously he starts from the back. So, we've got as they say, a safe set of hands, but literally someone that we can always rely on, even from 90 yards away from the opposition's goal.
Yeah, and he's very much a leader on the pitch as well tonight. Just it's usually him, Ali, Elliot. Say what, miss Elliot. He's like us. He is a massive fan. But him, Elliot, and it's always Henderson that go round the pitch. And quite rightly, see, Alisson deserved every bloody clap he got tonight. But he's tremendous, the best in the land. And so yeah, if we are to get back into winning ways next season, winning trophies and everything, he's going to be very much at the forefront as well. Big up there, Tom. Want to see more of Carvalho? Probably, I think it will. I was saying to the lads in the stands tonight before the game, potentially seeing him go out on loan. I don't think we'll sell him fully unless there was a bit of a mad bid, like say 20, 30, 40 million for him, because I think we will loan him out. Next season, I don't think so, mate. I think Hendo will replace Milner long term. And depending if Henderson's not getting in the starting 11, I think we might see a potential change. But it'll be very similar when you do have Milner and Henderson on the pitch, mate, isn't it?
I think Henderson's, he'll always be the club captain, but Van Dijk might take over a lot more leadership and quite. But I mean, Trent's the future. I think another 3 to 4 years, I think Trent will become Liverpool captain. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely, mate. As Tom said, swear the holy goalies. Right arm grew an extra inch tonight. What an asset. Yeah, as Nigel says, he's one sexy beast, isn't he? Yeah, definitely, mate. He's a bloody god amongst men anyway. Ali, Trent, much better, mate. Obviously, big shout out to Andrew. Thank you very much for popping on. Obviously, lads, the mods, can you please drop in Luke's channeling the 1892 Reds TV. Luke, just shout out your channel, mate, where everyone can find you, please, matey, and any shows that you've got coming up this week.
We do. We certainly do. Jack, thanks for letting me come on. Guys, in the comments, thank you, obviously, for all your comments. Make sure you like and subscribe to this channel as well as my channel, the 1892 Reds TV. You've seen my face so many times. You've seen Ricky so many times. But we've got loads of shows coming up the next few days. We've got our customary no ball knowledge quiz tomorrow night at 7 p.m. I want Jack on the quiz tomorrow. There's no excuse. No excuses.
Oh.
I want you on the quiz. I want you on the quiz tomorrow.
Oh, come on.
I want you on it. It's going to be very different to the way that I've done it before. So there's a lot of chances to win. So yeah, we've got our no ball knowledge quiz tomorrow at 7. We've also got our Brentford preview on Friday. Hopefully I've got ends coming on Friday, which will be good. And yeah, obviously we've got some content over the weekend. We're doing a lot more on the shorts. Jack's probably sick and tired of seeing me do 3 or 4 a day and asking him to drop a like. But at the end of the day, it's all of our support at the end of the day. But can't thank all of you guys in the comments. So obviously, 1892 Reds TV. Jack just dropped the link in the comments. Obviously, come and give us a sub and come and check us out for our videos. But Jack, thanks for letting me come on as always.
Always welcome, mate. And as Dave says, give us a sub, show us your love. And big up Dave LFC chats. Punishment if Jack isn't on the quiz.
He's coming on, Connor. I've told him no excuses.
But yeah, it's all right. But and chat, I know if he's had a good day, especially well into everyone that hasn't got social media. It hit the fan, rubbish hit the fan, as they say. But as we said, as Doug, we spoke to Luke as well, obviously Andrew, and it's looking much better, chats. Obviously, it's going to be a big summer as we anticipate. But hopefully this is building the momentum now. We finish strong, even if we win all of our games and we don't get top 4. It is what it is. I think there's a lot of positives for what has been a very disappointing season. Still, we're building a strong foundation. We know what we need to do in the summer. We win, and we win again. All we can do. But thanks, Jack and Luke. No worries, Tom. You can rewind it, mate, anyway, as I said. But I really do appreciate you. Or if you need to, as I say, everyone always put your bell notification on as well. Sometimes, and you can now, Joe, like say, if you see a video throughout the week, you can get notified. So if you click it, it will notify it again. So it's weird, YouTube. But nice one now for tuning in, mate. And to Luke, to Andrew, to every single one of you, everyone that tunes in tonight and got involved as well. Really do appreciate you all, and hope you all have a fantastic rest of your Wednesday night or Thursday morning, wherever you are watching around the globe. The Reds are winning. And hopefully, obviously, the other teams round us start losing games. Come on, Brighton. We're all Brighton tomorrow. There will be a post-match, a watch-along tomorrow, chat. I will be doing the Brighton United game. Try and see if I can find a Brighton top. Might wear it. But Luke,
George has got one.
I was yeah, get him to send it over. Look. But on another fantastic night for the Reds, Liverpool win again, and that's all we can ask for. Reds, Luke, everyone, have a fantastic rest of your night, and a massive thank you to every single one of you for tuning in. You never walk alone. Up the Reds.